Yes, I just chose GEs. Anything but. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. A lot of people want Rolls-Royce. I'm actually intrigued as well to try the Rolls-Royce. The reason being is I want to have a look at the sounds. I mean, we've seen the new sound sets for PMDG, and thanks, welcome back as well. And yeah, at least we're gonna get a little bit of a comparison, because these should be the standard sounds. I don't think I've changed anything with the sound settings here, or the sounds for the engines. Right, okay, so after our embarrassing landing in Queenstown, oh no, what's happening now? It's doing that sometimes, yeah. Hang on, flight configuration, what? Or was it this one? Hang on, which one? No, it was the, hi. Went. So, yeah, I'm 100% sure that I got the livery working. Yeah. I'm gonna try to switch the Qantas here, but yeah, normally, but then I have to go like really kind of completely change something again. Let's go default first of all. No, the same. You see, so it's not livery related. It has to do something with the. Let me choose a different aircraft real quickly and then go back again. No, so Victor, I always try to learn from these things, right? Because to me, in a typical kind of pilot behavior, so if something didn't go according to plan, it's like, okay, so what did I do wrong this time, or what do I have to change, right? So for me, a clear lesson is that X-Plane is just a completely different platform. You cannot come into X-Plane and expect it behaves like Microsoft, i.e., you brake and the aircraft stops instantly, right? So you have to really respect the fact that X-Plane is a different platform. So for me, next time I'm going to do a lot more planning, a lot more thought process in that regard. Hey, Bobby, good evening. So that's really the takeaway. Right, so we're here in real world weather, real time. There we go. Let's see. Hey, Bobby, how are you doing? I have a hidden. No, I don't. No, I'm not in the beta test team or anything. I mean, anybody can join the beta, right? Oh yeah, Franz. I think a lot of people, not a lot, but some people have been criticizing Flight Factor for that it's just too complicated. John Monster, thanks. All right, let's see if that fixes the delivery issue. So Rolls-Royce. Let's have a look. Yeah, that looks better. Yeah, fantastic. You see, I don't know what changed or anything, but yeah.
Unable to find view ID 8.
So I have made a flight plan. Let me validate that real quickly, and then let's file that on Vatsim so that we can go online, because we have some people flying along. Maybe. Apologies that it's going to be a little bit delayed, but flight time isn't too long, so shouldn't be too bad. Got takeoff time. Yeah, looking good. All right, so we called Virgin Australia. 711. So Victor Alpha Uniform 711, and we are a Boeing 777-200ER. Connect. Yeah, I have to check. I know there was an update. Look at that. Instantly, someone else is right next to us. Fantastic. Singapore Airlines. Also a lovely trip. That's a 300 though, isn't it? Crazy. Oh, the cloud looks interesting. Looks nice. Nice early morning kind of atmosphere. Right.
Unable to find view ID 8. Unable to find view ID 8.
What? Hang on. Yoke 777. Okay. Then let's have a look. So at least here the buttons work as expected. So here we actually have the reversers working. I think that's working. That's working. Fantastic. Cool. Alrighty. The only thing I'm not sure why we're not really getting these viewpoints. All right.
Added camera 2 to category cockpit. Unable to find view ID 2. Unable to find view ID 3.
No, that should be 2. Pilot view 1.
Unable to find view ID 8.
That should be 8. Alright.
Cameras saved.
Yeah, the rumble I have that's flat factor. I know.
Unable to find
I'm
view
hearing
ID
that as well.
1.
Apologies for that, but that's not on my end. Hey Peary, nice to see you. So I just had set a couple of viewpoints and they're off. Promise. So that's that.
Added camera 3 to category cockpit.
All right, let's overhead.
Cameras saved.
Okay, so while we're here, let's get the battery on. You already have the external power available. So now it's going to run its self-tests. While it's doing that, it's going to take a while to actually power up. So just a tad here. I think that's better for you guys, right? I always have a feeling that when I watch the replays, that the displays for you guys are not really
Cameras saved.
that well visible. How long is the delay today? No delay. Whoever says we got delay is lying. It's all rumors. Yeah, but the rumbling is now gone. You see, it's just when you don't have anything running, then it rumbles a bit. Let's,
Added camera 4 to category cockpit. Cameras saved.
You like the positivity. Hey, I mean, you know, you do what you have to do, right? I mean, have we ever been late on the street? Nah. All rumors, I say. So let's see. Let's go just a tad more. Yeah, one thing I've never understood why they have
Added camera 5 to
in the cold
category
and dark the
cockpit.
radios off. Like this is normally not done, right? This is, so let's switch on the radios as well real quickly while we're here. Then we're going to go on the overhead panel. Cabin utility, IFE on. That's normal. Going to put that to armed. Window heat comes on. Hydraulic remains as is. Passenger signs we'll put on. Electrics on. Then I'm going to put the nav light on. That remains as is. Put recirculation, gas per humidity, packs, trim air, lead air valves. That remains on. And auto on the anti-ice valves. Fantastic. Cool. That's nice to see that actually that works as well. That's cool. Excellent. The auto thrust actually comes armed on the preparations here, which is kind of interesting always, but they remain on as is. And then while we're down here, let's see. So we can
unable to find view ID 5.
Hold on. It's 5. Is it? Hang on. Is it? I checked. Just check the. Virgin Australia International Airline is ICAO code Victor Alpha Uniform. That's from the IATA website. But hey, I'm you know, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying that's what I found. You don't even know, has it changed or? So, you know, I would think that, you know, so current airline members, Virgin Australia, then we'll change it. Then, thank you much. We'll change that Victor Oscar Zulu. Really quickly. So it's Victor Oscar Zulu. Okay, thank you. It's kind of weird. I find it weird that you know, IATA being an official kind of organization.
Added camera 6 to category cockpit.
How's that in there? How strange. And buddy, hello to you. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Camera saved.
Good. So I have to pre-file that again, or validate that, and then pre-file on Vatsim again. Victor Oscar Zulu 7. And then we're going to connect as Victor Oscar Zulu, and the overlay will be changed as well. Right, there we go. So now, I hope you guys are going to be happy now. Velocity. Thank you much, guys. Velocity is copied. Thank you. So we initialize the flight. Now, pilot utilities. No, not pilot. It's simulation, isn't it? And third party. My God. Right on the page now. External services. Navigraph services. There we go. So get data for Swim Brief. There we go. Victor Oscar Zulu. Okay, so as usual, some takeover stuff. That then. The question is though, do we have anyone know? Do we have uplink here? Let me download that again. Symbol. Shots. Then there we go. That's our. So I'm always wondering, and I know that there's a way. I think I did get it to work once. Is it Sydney? Hang on, Sydney. And it's Oscar Lima for gold. Hey, Bratpfanne, wie geht's? It's not a long routing, so let's just hack that in here. So let's go Sydney. Hopefully the weather's going to be good, because actually it's a beautiful scenery up there. Yeah, doing okay. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? So then we've got Victor, Oscar 7. And let's import that from there. Let's have a look if we can get some data weather-wise. ATIS. No ATIS available. So 020 at 5. So 34 left. Does that make sense? Yeah, 34 left. Makes perfect sense. Cool. So 34 left it is. And we've got via Tesat. Now, let's see. Sid. So normally, isn't it like you get Sydney 3 departure, vectors to your fix? Course and velocity. Copy that. I try to remember. And heavy, by the way. So velocity heavy. Exactly. And some... Yeah, so we're going to do that. Heavy, exactly. And boarding to gate, hello to you. So, we'll do that again. So we're going to go 3-4 left with the Sydney 3. And then activate, execute, next page. Then we're going to go vectors to Tesat. I mean, there's no online ATC available right now, so we're going to do that ourselves. Tesat. Then we'll go to Hotel 252. So we'll go to Olsen. Then Yankee 193. To Banda. Yankee 43 Grief. Then to Gomel.
City traffic, QJet 1710 at the domestic 1 Delta 1 terminal, commencing pushback. City traffic.
Roger that. So we've got the star, and it's kind of weird that we only got this this while routing. So the weather there is 080 at 4. So let's have a look. Approach. ILS 14. So let's try that. See if we get something in here. Hey, here's when it, oh, where's the first officer exactly? So the thing is, and I was wondering why all the routings on SimBrief all the available routes go via Gormol. There's no other possibility. Hey, Airbus Gute. I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's take the let's have a look. There's some interesting approaches. They have some nice RP approaches as well. So let's try this one then. You thought that was BMDG? And Hayden, hello to you. So I'd love to try one of those.
See the traffic is Force 3 pushing.
So let's do that. Let's try this one via carry. So we'll go to switch to a star. So let's go with the Bernie 3 Yankee arrival. But we're going to take the Arnaf Yankee. Transition carry. Let's try that. Let's see how that works. So there's going to be a discontinuity between Gormol and Gormol and then to Bernie. Now at the moment I don't know exactly where Gormol is, but we'll find out. Cool. Let's get the GPS.
City traffic QJet 1710 is taxiing to runway 34 via Bravo. City traffic. Sorry, city traffic clarifying 34 left via Bravo. City traffic.
Oh, there we go. Heavy jet. Lots of big heavy jets out today. Fantastic. Cool. While that is going on, let me... That should be on as well. And then let me just go and have a look if I find the loading section. Airplane. Let's do weight and balance. Fill from SimBrief. And then there is a way to do simple loading. Now, where was that again? CG summary. Because that way we don't have to go through the whole thing with so let's try that. Just a few of them. There we go. Thank you much. Just blind from all these different different buttons there. Thank you much. Yeah, much appreciated. So there we go. Now we've got everything loaded. You saw the aircraft jump, 13.8 tons. Perfect. And then we should have also zero fuel weight loaded here. So there we go. Let's say 172 tons. 172. And we want to have The reserve fuel is going to be 4.5. Put that in there. We have a cost index 15. That's very low for a 777, to be honest. Hey, Abad. Yeah, so hand flying again. I mean,
State traffic, Singapore.
absolutely loving the hand flying part of it as well.
Golf and Alpha.
Really nice indeed. So here, if I remember correctly, we've got a performance calculator. So we're going to take performance. Let's have a look here. Yankee, Sierra, Sierra, Yankee. And we set 3-4 left. No intersection condition. Well, it looked a bit wet, so we'll take good. And we are on live weather as well, so we can take those live values, which we have here. Oh, but did you already get EVPC? So we got 020 at 5. And knots, which is nice. QNH is 1013. Takeoff weight will be 185. Let's say 185. 1852 CG. What did we say? CG was. Hold on.
Singapore 73, Jet 1710. Are you departing off 3-4 left or 3-4 right? 3-4 left, but I'm way far away from anything. No worries. I was gonna depart 3-4 left via Lima, just confirming if you're gonna cross or not. But no worries, thanks.
Very nice. 30. So we want.
No, I'm not crossing. Just
we're
crossing.
Very light. So take off 2. Take assume 55.
No worries. Thank
5.
you very much. You have a great flight. QJet 1710.
Anti-ice not required. 22 degrees. It's kind of nice springtime there, isn't it? So calculation says flaps 5. We want trim 3.75. Yeah, very low speeds. I mean, like I said, we're not very heavy EPR since we have the Rolls-Royce engines. They do use EPR for power settings. So we'll do that. So we'll start with takeoff 2. Yeah, this is just one of those things here in the flat factor. I don't know why. You know, you could. I think some other add-ons like the PMDG, they have optimum rating, optimum assumed temperature. Yeah, it does give you that automatically there. So we have.
City traffic, QJet 1710 is clear. 3-4 left, departing via the Wollongong to city traffic.
So flaps 5, CG 30. Trim 3.75 is correct. Now we'll take 123, 126. 2, 3, 126. 26. There you go. And V2 is going to be 130. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. If it were to use that improved climb method, then the speeds would be higher, of course, because it has so much margin, field margin. It would definitely have that. Let's start the APU here. Just a quick look at the over the panel real quickly again, make sure I haven't forgotten anything else. That looks good. So now that we've done all that, we could go and I don't want to waste too much time anymore. Oh, nice, a 330 as well. Cool. So it's great from MAN who gave me the tip with the model matching. That's much better here. Let's clear that. So we're still aligning. Status, the engine status, I'm not sure where that's coming from, but let's see. I think that's probably a bump. Yeah, I would have to show you the link, Avimar, through Discord. Can you give me a shout in Discord, Avimar, please, for that? So we've done all that. We've done all that. Performance is inserted. Weights are inserted. Flight level. The only thing that's... Oh, and yes, of course. Totally forgot. Hang on. Ah, okay, so you can't request it, but you can enter the wind data. So the top of climb is past MVOC. So let's have a quick look here at MVOC. So let's take Banda. So we'll take Banda as the first level. Let me just enter the wind there at level of 410. So it's altitude 410, and that's new, or fairly new. So that was something I was missing. So now we actually enter the wind data, which should hopefully, I mean, especially if you're doing long range flights, this should definitely help with the predictions, right? So that's minus 6 degrees up there. It's quite fairly cold. Okay, there you go. So now, if there's no bigger changes, and it doesn't seem like there are, we'll leave that as it is. And then, interesting, why is the descent page completely empty? So we don't have any, so you can't enter climb or descendants. How do you enter the air seat in the 777 when the FMS doesn't know the runway?
Select traffic, well, Singapore South lining up at 34
let
left.
Me wait until you get the alignment chain vector. And the alignment is taking quite some time. Alright, in the meantime, let me quickly have a look at the airport layout. So we're going to push back. We're going to taxi out via, let me see. Let's go hotel. And then Alpha all the way to Alpha 6. Departure runway 34 left. We're going to depart at Sydney 3 departure. Runway 34 left means we're going to track 335 degrees. Enter that in the FCU. 335 degrees, 600 feet, or 800 feet actually for jet aircraft, so 800 feet. Turn to the assigned heading. Usually that's from ATC, but we're not having that today. And then expect radar vector. So we're just going to fly, clean up the aircraft, climb, and then get ourselves vectored to the first fix, TSAT. And then we're going to climb. Let's climb. Yeah, let's climb that at 10,000. Transition's 10,000. You can enter the descent wind via VNAV descent. Oh, huh? Okay, so that's weird. Wasn't I on VNAV descent, page 3? What page did I hit? Let's enter a quick, just for the, again, just to see if the VNAV descent path is somewhat realistic. So 263, 42. The next one is 310. Ah, because the IRS wasn't aligned yet. Okay. I've never seen that before, to be honest. That you can't enter VNAV to send info without the INS being aligned. Who knows? I'm sure it's accurate. It's just I've not seen it before. Yeah, we live and learn. So level 200. So the wind doesn't change much lower down, which is okay. So 270 at 18. Cool. Thank you, guys. I'm now going to do level 100 for the last week data. 100 adds 25212. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, love that. Perfect. So now that we've got the INS aligned, it's kind of weird that, okay, so the first is that, I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to take the first fix Olsen. Right, so we're going to delete that out. So otherwise it doesn't make sense to come back to the field. There we go. So Olsen is the first vector point. Then I wanted to check another thing is the plan mode, the arrival, to see where we end up later on. So where is the Gormod point? Oh, on final line. So let's see if we can take that out. Does that help? Let's see. So it's Banda and then Bernie. That's okay, and then Bernie. Ah, okay, that's double. Okay, that's one. So then we're going to go Elbux from there. And that should be okay then. Yep, perfect. So again, I'm going to see.
Singapore traffic, numeric to Hotel Sierra taxiing to runway 3 for left via Alpha.
And then we'll see if we can fly that with well, at least the VNAV LNAV mode. See if that works. Cool. We'll set the minimums, and then we want to have hectopascals, and that was 1013. Excellent. Everything aligned. APU is running. That means APU generator should be on, of course. And we'll get the external power off, and we'll remove the ground power. Parker brake is set. So in the 777, guys, always check your ICAS. Right? Don't just look at the switches. The Boeing aircraft have a kind of a different philosophy. So the switches, they're the ones you're using, but to check the actual state of the system, you need to check the ICAS. Ding dong, exactly. Dingle dongle. Right, LNAV, VNAV, and for the V2 130. Well, I mean, the weird thing is, it's this one sound is for everything, right? So I agree. That is, and on the 787, which is a super modern aircraft for Boeing's terms, it still had the same, just one chime. I don't understand why. Right, oxygen test, 100% flight instruments heading 061. Looking good, and we have the altimeter at 1013, 40 feet. Check 3 times. Pre-flight checklist complete. Then let's check the door page. So let's go back here. Doors. Close all doors here, please. Okay. All doors are closed. And then we're going to have doors armed. That's what we're looking for. Good. Then we're going to push back. We're going to push and pull so that the other aircraft can go as well.
Ground to cockpit. Show you we got your plan there. Give me a call through the menu when you're ready to go.
Lovely. I love how these pushback drivers.
Ground to cockpit. Toast driving up right
have
now.
all these different accents. Brilliant. Love that. Cool. So probation's not too long, right? It's getting late again, but let's do the before start items. We're going to start on this side.
Alright, all doors and hatches are
There's
closed.
nothing in the center team.
Ready to connect.
So that's all done. Beacon's coming on. I'm going to put the transponder 2000. No Charlie is on. 28 and one recall check. TCAS off. Fantastic. Alrighty. Then let's read the before start checklist. Flight deck door. MCP, we have V2130 heading 335 and altitude 10,000. Takeoff speeds, V1123, VR126, V2130. CV pre-flight is completed. Actually, should say 55 degrees with
Toe connected and bypass pin inserted. Release the parking
6%.
brake when you're ready.
trim. So 3.75 is set. 0, 0. Taxi takeoff briefing completed. That's the before start check is completed as well. Just checking one more time for the weights. Make sure we have everything as planned. 171.9. Yeah, 172 is fine. Now 185.4 for takeoff. We'll leave that as it is. Just in case we don't use that much taxi fuel. Good. And then we're good to go. Brakes released.
Alright, starting the pushback and you may spool them. Clear to start engines.
Now, for the engine start, I do need an external.
Added camera 1 to category 2.
Because I do want to have the engine position there, just for the sounds. Remember, we are using Rolls-Royce engines, so they should have a different sound to the GEs for sure. See if I could pick that up. Enzo, hello to you. Yeah, we could play around. I'm not sure if we're going to have any bigger echoes, radar echoes, or also weather radar echoes today, but
Singapore traffic, nomadic, correction. Sydney traffic, nomadic to Hotel Sierra lining up, runway 3 for
Camera
left,
saved.
3 for left. Sydney traffic.
Unable to find view ID 20. Cameras saved.
so let's do
Cameras saved.
cool. Then done the checklist. Let's get the engine page open. So Rolls-Royce means, if I remember correctly, we could start both engines. So start right engine and start left engine. And then put that aside.
Alright mate, operation complete, go ahead and set the parking brake.
So the problem is now that I kind of...
Alright mate, disconnecting toes, stand by.
I'm missing like the... You can hear the different frequencies there, but I don't know, I'm just used to the bass being there, which kind of missed there this time. So just checking the engines. Oil temperature takes a long time to warm up, but engines have started. Starts which is back to normal. So let's do the before taxi items with flaps 5. So the APU goes off here. I'll set the flaps to 5. Do a recall check. Let's do flight control page, flight control check. Yeah, but still, I mean, you know, even for the Rolls-Royce,
Oh, is disconnected, 5
I
past
would
10,
just expect a bit more
removed.
bass nonetheless.
Thumbs up on the left and catch you next time, have a safe flight.
So yeah, surely not as much as the GEs, right? But a bit of, just a bit of bass. That's what I think was missing. And let me try one more thing here. Just want to get a viewpoint here of the engines. The takeoff sounds sound good. Okay, it's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, maybe just a bit spoiled with the GE startup sounds, right? That you know, sound tremendously bassy, right?
Added camera 7 to category cockpit. Unable to find view ID 49. Camera saved.
Alrighty. So, rudder. Let's check the aliens real quickly. Looking good. Alrighty, then. Let's read the before taxi checklist. Before taxi, recall was checked 3 times. Flight controls checked. Ground cockpit is clear, and that's the before taxi check is complete. Hey Ashley. Alrighty. Left side clear, right side is clear. So like we said, we'll go Yankee Hotel to the left and then Alpha. Sydney traffic. Velocity 71 on heavy, taxiing runway 34 left in Sydney. I remembered velocity. I had to think about that one first though. So there we go, we're on Yankee left hotel. And the aircraft starts rolling as you would expect, as we're not very heavy at all. A lot of power. So where can I set my... Actually, there we go. We should get some lights in here. Fantastic. Yep, did update the flat factor as well. So it's very, it's the Sydney scenery from the one that makes Amsterdam. Flight Tampa, thank you. Thank you, actually. Yeah, Flight Tampa. So it is a bit heavy on FKA. is right now. There's a lot of stuff here. And then I also have Sydney landmarks as well. Thank France. Cool, we're gonna go right here. Just checking the runway, make sure that nobody's on here. We'll go turn the strobes on for the crossing. Man, the aircraft is really pushing with idle power already. So the traffic, velocity is 7-1 on heavy crossing, 2507, taxiing 34 left in Sydney. Strobes off again. So I'm not sure if I missed the cabin ready call or not. Okay, I've switched that off, that option, because it's quite annoying sometimes. Oh, it's actually raining a bit. Interesting. Okay. Good. Before takeoff checklist. Before takeoff checklist complete. Good looking check. It is indeed. Okay, so let's have a look. Weather radar. And turn the TCAS on already. And then we want to have we'll take weather turbulence. Gain, yeah, gain is at least you can move the knob, but I'm not sure if that's really doing anything. But the wiper is working. Fantastic. Cool. Yeah, cloud's looking nice as well. Automotive was only in the update before the one today. Okay, interesting. But again, I doubt just a little rain, it won't give much reflection here. Oh! Forget about it. Just saying it and then bam, proven wrong. Look at that. There's definitely some weather in this direction. Lord, you had the stream open twice. GG's. Alrighty. We are ready. The cabin is ready. A bit faster for taxi. See the traffic. Velocity 711 heavies. Lining up departing 34 left to the north in Sydney. Fantastic. Cool. No controllers. Alright guys, are you ready? I'm ready. Nice. You know, as much as I like the 737, but I do like this 777. It's exciting. It really is. Taxi in. Oh yeah, I need to check what's wrong with my water settings today. Why they look horrible. Anybody else notice the water texture changing? That's the one. Let's start the timer. Approach is there, and then we'll go get the camera on. Yeah, they posted some news about the freighter version, right? Exactly. All right. Let's get the yoke cam on. Let's go take off. Oh yeah. Nice. Hear that? Thrust is set, 80 knots. can't dial it up anymore, unfortunately.
D1.
Nice. Oh, great. Oh, I love the hand flying. It's nice. Oh, it's me. I had my sounds down. So, oh, yeah. Right, thrust ref, enough speed. Wiper off here. Thrust ref, again, enough speed. Oh, yeah. Nice. It really feels heavy. I love that. It is a heavy jet. Really nice. Nice one. I think I have to dial down the sounds just a tad, right? Just a bit too loud for you guys. Flaps up. Rolls Royce. It flies beautifully. Love it. Just a joy to fly. Trim forward as speed increases. Remember speed trim system.
Camera saved.
Map enhancement is running. I don't know why. It's a bit basic, isn't it? So we got traffic below us there. And he's maintaining altitude. Just going to wait a little bit longer until we're a bit higher up. Let's go pilot, heading select. Yeah, but that should be no factor. So let's go towards Olsen. No, it is. Map enhancement is running. That's why I'm a bit surprised. The thing is, though, I've mentioned on the previous stream, so people recommended the Mapbox Pro tiles, but at least for Australia, it does not look that good, to be honest. Okay, so on course Olsen, execute LNAV. Yeah, it could be a custom mesh for Flight Tampa, Sydney. That was loud. Sorry. Okay, well, at the moment, I guess that's a bit too sophisticated for me. Because my knowledge about these, where the tiles go and which order, I don't have that knowledge just yet. Okay, so Flight Tampa and Author doesn't like each other. There's a kind of complicated process you could do with a patcher program. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna get outside of the the region here from Flight Tampa, right? So okay, let's continue climb. Actually, let's go. Was it 410 actually? Gonna dial up a long ways here. 410. Buddy, you were asking what? You have both FCU. No, so you mean... oh yeah, so the FCU, yes, for For Airbus and for Boeing, yes. I can't stop buying stuff. I'm addicted to hardware. And here comes transition. Set, so let's read the after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete, and altimeter standard set. Yeah, exactly. Anonymous hardware shoppers. Oh, it's terrible, I have to say. So, you know, we talked about earlier, guys, white liveries starting to look kind of greasy and, you know, a bit dirty after a short time. That's exactly what I mean. So, all the grime and oh, me too, Vectorom. Yeah, me too. 10th of November, right? Yeah. That's what a true workhorse needs to look like. Yeah, you're right. Oh, here we go. What temperature we have? We've got +9. Okay. Now here in the 777, we have an automatic engine anti-ice. Let's get seatbelts auto. Currently not too bad. It's kind of weird looking clouds formation there. Oh, did they do? Okay, so do you think they actually teased with the overhead? I thought it was just maybe, you know, from the FENIX or something, and then just a matter of switching on the power on the overhead, and then the ECAM control panel comes to life. So I don't know. I mean, it would be logical, absolutely, for them to come out with, you know, with an overhead panel, right? Okay, go ahead, Aviamar. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, the clouds. That's what I mean. You know, sometimes they have great-looking clouds in X-Plane.
Good night.
And then sometimes, yeah, it's a bit weird. So these clouds back here look fine, right? And then they look weird. Buddy, mach's gut. Ich hoffe, dir geht's besser inzwischen. Liebe Grüße. Tomorrow, guys, for those that join the YouTube member or the Twitch subscriber streams tomorrow. So German stream, again, German stream is going to be 1700 UTC until 1900 UTC. And then the English language, just chatting. It's going to be a just chatting stream tomorrow. But it should be fun. We're going to have some, you know, just catch a coffee or a cold drink or something, and then we're going to chat about all kinds of stuff. You can ask questions, and I'm in a nice, relaxed kind of, you know, behind the desk, not flying near, or being distracted by flying. So we can have some nice in-depth talk about aviation stuff, and then the topic that we're going to do tomorrow is what's called the plan continuation bias, or the get there rightus issue for pilots, or not just for pilots. I mean, yes, pilots especially, but it's something obviously that applies to professional pilots and also for private pilots. we're seeing a lot of accidents, especially you know, Broncolero has covered a lot of accidents lately where smaller aircraft are involved in accidents, and a lot has to do with this fact that yeah, pilots get stuck in that, you know, plan connotation bias, where and it can have a lot of different you know, different kind of inputs and a lot of different cases that you know, that arise from time to time. But in the end, a lot of these accidents have happened because pilots were just so focused on getting to the destination. And I've got two very nice real world you know, personal experiences that I can share, including a video that I actually taped by accident. But the second case we're going to talk about tomorrow is actually even more chilling because well, I'm not going to spoil that, but that is quite a hair raiser. So just change the time info. Ah, okay, I know. Yeah, so VT 777. I know that page. Yeah, it's yeah. Thanks for that. Yep. See if I can get that working. TAT, hang on, let me see. The rest works though, right? The rest is there, yeah. It's Boeing leaks? No. It's actually Airbus. So the two stories happened while I was on the Airbus. But it's quite interesting as a topic because both of them have really stuck in my mind. Not because anything bad happened. So for me, the solutions that we, or the results that we got, so the decision that we made, and then the results were great. I found them extremely safe and good, right? So. But in the end, you know, we're flying here. We're flying a simulator. So, like today, if we overrun the runway by 30 feet, you know, in the sim, okay, it doesn't matter, right? We try again. But you just can't do that in the real aircraft, right? There is just no second chance for you. I mean, okay, if you overrun the runway by 30 meters or something, then coffee, no biscuits, and probably, you know, if you haven't done anything really like gross negligence, then, you know, it's not as if you're going to lose your job. But the, you know, the worst cases where, hey, Silver Tiger, where you do have accidents and people getting hurt, that's obviously a much more drastic outcome. And then again, there's no second chance, right? But in aviation, I mean, you know, every day you something, it's just gonna happen that you've got these, like now we had weather, you know, weather situations where for several days, or, you know, 2 or 3 times in 1 month, you had these huge storm areas with high winds and thunderstorms, etc. Right? Really adverse weather, and it has created some dangerous situations. Right? Remember that Ryanair flight that landed apparently in Manchester with only 5 minutes remaining fuel. All right, so that's you know, that's what I mean with you just do not have the luxury of saying, oh, okay, I messed up, let's restart the sim. right? Who cares, right? And so your decision-making process and, you know, everything that goes with that and all the human factor side, that is something incredibly interesting. Silver Tiger, so it's just to make sure that we understand each other. So it's either on YouTube a member, so that you have a membership, or on Twitch subscriber, right? So that way you're going to have access tomorrow to the Just Chatting live stream. And I'm doing that for a very simple reason. That is just to show, you know, some appreciation and gratitude to the people that have supported me over time. So no, I've got right now. Still, I have an official 777 type rating. Yes, but I've only flown the 787 and the 747 as a co-pilot. Hey, V Chris. Yeah, and thank you so much. Der echte Drehstuhlpilot. Nice to see you. So, interestingly, you know, I've gotten a lot of training, right? I've had a lot of training in the sims online, right, with lots of instructors, but I've also had lots of seminars with some very interesting topics, especially around human factors, and it is obviously, you know, a huge contributor to many accidents. You know, be it communication. So human factors as a big, just, you know, title. There's just so many things that go into that human factor side. It's crazy. It's just incredibly complex sometimes. And it's also interesting how your brain sometimes works. And you can say 1,000 times, "Oh, that'll never happen to me," right? So let's say you read up an accident report on, you know, Aviation Herald or something, and you say, "Oh, that would never happen to me." Well, I would say, "Are you sure about that? Are you 100% sure that wouldn't happen to you?" I'm always going to say, so luckily, I mean, I've had my career now. I'm just going to fly, you know, smaller planes privately. But in my career, I've always had a huge respect for these human factor side things, and especially myself just running into, you know, a corner without understanding it, without realizing, you know, to that. So Captain Chaos, that's the thing, you know, it's just so fascinating, the whole topic, and then I can imagine that people, so those professionals that analyze these accidents, trying to get to the ground of it. I mean, you know, it's one thing to have all the hard facts. So you've got the altitude readout, you have the speed readout, you know, you have the voice recordings, right? You can hear what the pilots were talking about. But you've got to get into the head of these pilots and then imagine what kind of thought process they were in and why they were, you know, not recognizing their mistakes. So, give you an example. Yesterday, I mean, it's not part of tomorrow's stream, but interesting kind of little happening. Not sure if it's on Aviation Herald, but there was an Alita or Itaro flight in Los Angeles that was on a clear departure route, right? And they just turned left on departure, even though according to ATC they were told to maintain runway heading, right? So, you know, you have to ask yourself, well, you know, you've got experienced professionals there sitting in the flight deck, usually, you know, 3 of them on those long range flights. So how come all 3 pilots were unable to detect the you know, the mistake, right? So let's say doesn't really matter which one I'm choosing now. So let's say we'll take the Miller departure, right? So, you know, you have a clear text, right? Top altitude, you have your initial departure, right? Climb on heading. And then, you know, you've got to be careful, right? So you've got one aircraft departing on the northern runway and then one on the southern. And the 330, I think, from Itaro, they turned, and they should have been, you know, continuing enough to, let's say, any or something, right? So just straight out. But for some reason, they just turned left into departing traffic, causing an traffic alert. And as American Airlines just taken off there, and so they have to the controllers had to deconflict. I mean, you know, nothing happened, luckily, right? But you just start thinking, okay, so how come 3 pilots can all succumb to the same mistake, right? So how come nobody's picked it up, right? And it's human factors, right? And there, the reason can have so many different, you know, starting points. You know, it could be the captain was, I'm not saying it was the case, but, you know, one of the factors could be the captain being too, having too much authority, right? So having kind of, you know, a cockpit atmosphere that has a very steep hierarchy, right? Where he's putting himself up very high and then treating others, you know, like they're idiots. Just you know, just going a bit extreme here, but you know, and then the communication kind of breaking down, right? The first officer not really, you know, able to speak up or something, or the captain just not listening to them, right? Oh, that's a good book title as well. Yeah, Vitras. Maybe I have to get that. I'm going to make a screenshot from that. Because I love these books. I love these topics. I love these. You know, it's one thing. You know, if you have an engine failure or something, that's one thing, right? So the technical aspect is also interesting, no doubts. But reading accident reports and then reading the human factor side behind that to me is even more fascinating, if I'm honest. Yeah. So I'm not sure, Avimar, did you pose the question? Hang on, let me just scroll up a bit. I'm not seeing the question. Were you able to choose the 787 for long haul? Well, in the end, I had to go with the 787 because there were no open vacancies on the 747 as a captain, and then I did want to go away from the A320 fleet and do some long range flying. So the 787 was just a logical path. That was the only. I didn't want to go with 340. That was just a no-go for me. So I went with the 787. Yeah. So so for me, I've always had just a high level of respect for these human factor things, right? Because I know myself quite well in the sense that, you know, even though I think I'm thorough in my preparations and so on, I just know that sometimes, you know, lapses happen, right? You're just so busy, you're distracted. I'll give you an example. One of the worst things really for me was that, you know, early morning start. You're somewhere in the layover. You're driving out to the airport, checking your luggage, getting to the aircraft. You have about 50 minutes to go before you depart, and then you look into the technical logbook. And let's say I was pilot flying, so I would normally then, you know, after the aircraft is powered up from the first officer, I would start preparing my flight, right? Meaning FMS, my autopilot setup, radios, whatever, right? But the thing is, then I look into the technical logbook, and there's a huge entry that I have to go through. Maybe there's even 2 or 3 entries, right? And then, you know, some of them require maintenance actions, maybe even, or you know, there's something in there that I don't quite understand, right? And of course, whenever I had the feeling I don't fully understand what the technical side of that issue is, I took the phone and I called my experts, right? So at the home base we have always a 24/7 available team of experts there, technicians. We call it that troubleshooting hotline, and then I would talk to them and they could explain to me exactly what's going on and what effect it has maybe on other systems, etc. And then only when I had the full understanding of the implementation or the further effects of on the flight, only then would I accept the aircraft and go ahead with the planning. But the thing is that moment, sometimes it could take some time, right? Until you get someone on the line, until they have the right expert for you, etc., etc. And then 20-30 minutes goes by so quickly in these instances. And then I've done nothing else apart from clearing up the technical side, and I've not done flight planning. We've had to do in the meantime fuel planning, etc., right? So order fuel, you name it, right? And then you just have to realize that all the time there's disturbances, right? Cabin crew comes in and says, "Oh, Captain, there's one flashlight missing, at the door 4 left, for example," or "Captain, whatever," right? And we're missing this and that, right? And so you get distracted all the time, and so you're not really ever getting into that normal flow, what we do with experience here in the flight sim, let's say. And that's always one of those things where you've got to be so careful not to miss things, right? So then I can ask my first officer, "Hey, would you be so kind and enter the routing for me, please?" Right? But there are always things that both of us have to do. For example, both of us have to do the takeoff performance. Both of us have to do the briefing, right? And that's a good thing that we both of us do that, because it eliminates mistakes and or it hopefully will show mistakes, and then we can rectify them, right? But yeah, it's these things that I can truly understand, where when I read these accident reports or these incident reports, I know exactly why it happened, because I've been there. I know the feeling. I know that at least I've been lucky enough either to have caught the problem myself, or I've had fantastic colleagues in the flight deck with me that pointed it out, and we were able to clear it up before something developed into an incident or accident, right? But again, I've always had a big level of respect for these circumstances, boy, I mean, you guys, if you fly flight sims for a long time, right, and you fly in Vatsim, let's say, and then have some weather maybe or whatever, you guys already get a good feeling of how quickly these situations can suddenly pop up, right? And how suddenly your workload goes through the roof, and then you feel like, oh god, prioritize. Oh, what do I have to do first now, right? And you, worst case, you get tunnel visions, right? So yeah, you've all seen it, right? But again, when you are a real world pilot, sitting in a real cockpit with real passengers and crew behind you, and then you as a captain, as having the final authority and the final responsibility, it's just a whole different ball game. And so again, it's been very interesting, and very humbling, of course, as well. Oh, interesting. What's your interest on the pilot hat? Honestly, it's the same thing regarding the whole aspect with uniform, right? So why do we wear uniforms as pilots? Right. Simple answer, right? It's because we want to be recognized as pilots, and it's especially necessary when you have emergencies. All right. So yeah, and the hat is part of the uniform. Now, I personally, I never had any issues wearing a hat. And I remember that on long range, I've always had my hat with me. But on short range, it's just a nuisance to have to carry around your hat, because trust me, you're carrying around your hat trying to stow it somewhere in these small flight decks. And I've so often forgot my hat in the flight deck, you know, having aircraft changes or going into night stops, etc. Right? So I've you know, I've always felt sorry, because some poor colleague had to then take my hat to the base and put it into my you know, well, we had like own little lockers, small locker areas, and you know, because of course I had my name in it, right? And then you know, they have to drop it off in my locker, right? It's a nuisance. I've done it many times to other pilots, and I'm like, boy, you know, just to carry out your, and you would ask, well, why did you put in your flight kit? Trust me, your flight kit is always too small, always. Yeah, always. So you never put your hat into your flight kit. It just doesn't fit. And then if you put it into your flight kit, when it comes out, it will not fit on your head anymore. Trust me. So I've done it, right? So yeah, and then of course you can have company rules where yeah, exactly, Beatrice. And then you know, you've got company rules that will clearly say, hey, you know, rule says you've got to wear your hat, let's say in the terminal area of an airport, right? And then you have to do it, right? So and the thing is, of course, I mean, you know, some people look good with hats on and some people don't look good with hats on. My wife always said to me, I looked okay with the hat on, but the thing is, I always looked very grumpy with the hat on. So it kind of scared people more than anything else, right? So we've got no clouds, so it's going to be dry. So we've got 040 at 7. Yeah, Abimai, exactly. It's never enough. KLM got rid of them, really? Yeah. So here's a funny fact. So there's no. So women are not supposed to wear. So women pilots or lady pilots are not supposed to wear. Female pilots are not supposed to wear hats. But then there were lawsuits. Because the men were saying, well, if the women don't have to wear the hats, then it's discriminating that we men have to wear the hats, right? And trust me, there were lawsuits with that. Put it on now. No, I don't want to scare, you know, the remaining viewers here. It's getting late anyway, so I don't want to scare them away. Maybe sometime on one of those just chatting live streams, I may do it. So we got a landing weight around 180 tons. 180 tons. So we put. Right, that's fine. Let's go. No credit for reverser. Let's go flat 25. 7700. Exactly that. Anti-ice off brakes will do. How long is the landing distance? 2.5. Yeah, it's fine. Let's go 3. Let's go 3 and conditions right. Calculate. So we need 2,500 meters. Ooh. Oh. No, wait. Okay, so we got to go 4. 2,100, yeah. All right, then we can flare the touchdown zone. Cool. Let's descend here. Get some speed brakes out. Come on, we need good clips. We'll leave that for a later date. We'll leave that for a later date. I mean, you know, we've got things like Christmas stream coming up and so on, right? So... Alright, so we're planning to fly the briefed arrival. Bernie 3 Yankee arrival. There are some restrictions here that we have to consider. So we have Eldux 9,000 above, we have Vanzu 7,000 above, Rooney 5,000 above. Then we've got Chuk 4,000. Let's get 3 bricks in. 4,000. Then we got Kerry between 6 and 3.3, correct. And then from Kerry we have the RMP Yankee Charlie Golf 045 at 3,300. Then we have 004 with the ARC. Then 332 with the 3.05 profile. So that's all programmed. And they misapproached the straight ahead. Charlie Golf 151 climbing 3,000. So we should be able to fly this perfectly nice. Right. Oh. Let's do that here. That's a bit quicker. Let's go lever change initially. Yeah, speed brake system on purpose. Is it? But hang on. But the chat isn't in slow mode or something. Oh really? Man, I don't know why your stream is so delayed then. Oh, you were in replay. Ah, okay. Well, that explains it, yeah. Thank you much. Thanks, Chris. Right, there we go. Now we got some better scenery here. Let's have a look outside. Now, I'm going to change back to Bing Maps or something for the next time we fly X-Plane. Yeah, Vector Arm, no LPV, no. The thing is, so guys, you got to understand that LPV approaches only work with straight in. So if you were to fly an approach like this, the only time you can really do an LPV part is at the end, a straight part to the runway. It can be offset a little bit. That's not the problem. The thing is that LPV does not work with a curved approach on at least not a 787 and 777. Yeah, absolutely. I think some 320s can do it. Yeah. Let's increase the speed a bit. Yeah. No, it needs, you know, the aircraft have to be certified, the crew needs to be certified. The thing is this, so interestingly enough, just as I was leaving for retirement, there was a big change regarding the 787s. So not LPV, but RMP AR approaches are being implemented, which is already a huge change. So we're getting back on path here, I think. Let's try again, Vina. Well, let's go speed intervention. Let's go 300 knots. Oh, really? Crazy stuff, yeah. The things. So this is where things just get so complicated with all the different, you know, software standards and setups. Crazy. Alrighty, so we briefed the approach. Missed approach. After landing, we'll vacate left, probably kilo, back to the apron, and MSA. Well, here over water, 3,000 feet, but high terrain to the west. So that's why we have 4,600 in here. So high terrain there. But that should not come into play, right? We're all water for the approach, and then missed approach should be no problem. Good. So we do the approach items, or actually descent items with flaps 25, auto brake 4, and the minimums for the approach is 530. We'll take the RMP 0.3, so 530 it is. Oh, that was weird. Oops. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, the thing is, I'm gonna check and see if I can start the stream an hour earlier or something, or I have to change something with the Phuket with the flights. Maybe just do one flight. Because yeah, I mean the streams. I'm seeing that as well. The streams are getting very late these days. Yeah. Hey, Flying Fox Vatsim. Cool. So that's all done. One recall check. It's done as well. That. Alright, so let's read the descent checklist. Descent recall was checked, notes were checked. Auto brake is 4, landing data VREF 133, and minimals bar row 530 feet. Approach briefing completed. Descent checklist complete. The transition. Let me get the chart here. Yeah, Puka. The thing is, though, I don't think it really matters that much. The thing is, for the preparations, especially on YouTube and Twitch, if I type in X-Plane, often it doesn't give straight away X-Plane 12. It gives some really weird names sometimes. Aerosoft, you know, X-Plane 12, whatever. It's just, so I just go with X-Plane as a general topic. How do I get out from that page here? Hold on. Page. Show menu. I didn't see the button there. Show menu. Chart setup. That's it. It's hard to see now. Blimey. approach types. RP Yankee 14. There we go. There we go. That's what I want to have. Cool. Yeah, QB. Sometimes those names, those descriptions are terrible. Gold Coast traffic velocity 711 heavy is south of the field. We're going to fly the RP Yankee 14 in Gold Coast. So transition, that's what I wanted to see. Transition is 10,000. Let's go down to 9,000. So next limit at the moment is 9,000. But then we want to do that on the altimeter setting of let's try again 1017. Hey Organ, how are you doing? And we're going to fly this in LNAV VNAV mode. Oh yeah, doesn't sync up, so we're going to do it this way. 7 as well. Approach checklist. Approach checklist. Altimeters 1017. Checked. Approach checklist complete. Yeah, that's also an interesting observation, Flying Fox. Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing well, Organ. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah. Right, lovely, lovely coastline here. Lots of nice mountains in the background. Now, Australia to me, lovely country, so beautiful, but I would be so scared of these, all these very poisonous animals and insects. Paul Schechter, hello to you. Also up this late hour. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man. Yeah, I've got to work on my time management. Beethoven, hello. And are you leaving? Good night. Okay, so let's slow down here. Let's go speed intervention 300. Let's go 250. You have koalas there. That's true. They are nice. Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, let's, for example, I see a beach line here, right? It's a lovely beach line, sandy beach, and I'm like, yeah, but you've got sharks, you've got jellyfish that are extremely poisonous, right? I don't know. It's just not. Then you got spiders and crab invasions, you name it. So here's 9,000. What I need to do now, though, is let me just. Well, actually, that's a weird thing. So I'm just a bit skeptical about the path here. So how many miles do we have? 48 miles. No, that's fine. Still got quite a ways to go. So I've just got to keep quiet. Boxing kangaroos, exactly. So, really, saltwater crocodiles. Now that looks pretty nice, actually. Cool. Hang on, let me get a. While we're doing this here. just go back here for a wing view. Yeah, I think so too. So that's what I've noticed as well. The way it's kind of leveling off, and yeah, it just doesn't seem right. I agree.
Added camera 8 to category cockpit.
So let's do that. Left.
Unable to find view ID 48. Cameras saved.
That looks nice though, doesn't it? Beautiful. Nice. So where are we? Now we're gonna go down to, let's go flaps 1 here. So now a bit high in the profile, let's get some speed brakes out. So let's concentrate on the approach. Very important is carry 3,300. And then the next one, well, actually Charlie Golf 045 is also. So much. All right, let's go flaps 5. So okay, just taking some energy out. That looks nice. No. Elevation issues? No. I've had some performance issues. I mean, the FPS were pretty bad. But no, elevation issues? No. So I'm trying to get the aircraft to a kind of a flap 5 condition here, although I don't have to go that slow. 190 knots. So the thing is, it's always got, above altitude, so that's fine. The important altitude then is the Charlie Golf 045. Here we have to be at 3,300. And then mandatory as well here at Charlie Golf 004, we have to be at 2,045. Speed enough out. We can actually go down to 4,000 now. Right, there we go. V enough path. I know. Speed brakes in. Is the nose rotiller and the rudder pedal? Yes. I'm not sure if there's a setting though that you can deactivate that somewhere. There could be. But I'm not going to find it now, I'm afraid.
Gold Coast traffic, uniform Foxtrot departure on A320 on the Gold Coast 6 departure, traffic Gold Coast.
Yeah, so you have a look at your flap limit speeds. Right, so you have your, and it shows up on the PFD as well, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't go always very close to those, just in case you have turbulence. Right, but right now, so if I have to go to flaps 15, it will be 215 knots as a limit. Could you briefly explain what the flight director call out in this at 500 means? Notice in landing videos. Well, I guess it comes from a time where 500 was a stabilization criteria. So when I started flying, we had to be stable in 500 feet, not 1,000. They raised that to 1,000 at the later stage. Then they were like in IMC, you have to be stable 1,000 feet, while in VMC you have to be stable at 500 feet. So that's the only relation really for me where I can say that 500 feet, you know, is meaningful. You have a custom nose wheel tiller bind which blocks the tiller from your yaw bind, just like okay. I have to check that, see how to set that. Yeah, exactly. And then just like you say, Flag Fox, so the speed 500, but the speed 500 only applies to certain airports where you have a procedure. So for example, in London Airport, right, London Heathrow. So whenever ATC tells you, let's say, you know, 160 to 4, and then, you know, you really have to stick to that speed, otherwise you get really into trouble. Let's go down to 3,300 here. Then it's the speed 500 feet, yes. But again, you know, that's why I would say that's the only logical kind of argument for that 500 call. Yeah, Gold Coast. Yeah, they must be beautiful here in Brunei. I mean, if it's already beautiful in the sim, can you imagine IRL? So this is one of the things, yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, now it's doing level flight, right? As it's gotten low there. Let's do vertical speed here. I'm just going to go, I do want to force that down to 3,300 feet, because that's where I want to be. And then we'll do VNAV again. And now, the problem is, whenever you are out of VNAV, just like me now, because I'm using vertical speed, and then you reactivate VNAV, it closes the speed window. And whatever you have set on the VNAV page, what's commanded, that's what it'll jump to. So when you press VNAV, there's always a second button you have to press, and that is speed intervention. Straight away. Right, let's go flaps 15. So again, I'm just going to slow down, get some drag out. Because the turn could be quite tight. So we're at 3,300 out. So again, so now I'm going to go with the minimums of 530. Minimum set. Now I'm going to go VNAV, and again, straight away open up the speed window again. Right, VNAV path. And then we only need to configure the aircraft, read the checklist. Yeah, Bruno. Boeing sometimes it's just a bit different. It's just the way it is. Alright, let's prepare, shall we? Let's see how the flight factor handles this arc approach. Right, there's the airport. I do have scenery for it. So pretty much a beam now. Very lovely. Yeah, they set up alarms, right? Cool, so alrighty, so we're pretty much set. And then missed approach was up to 4,000, was it? 3,000. 3,000 it is. So missed approach altitude's already set. Fantastic. Right. Now I'm going to help the aircraft a little bit. I'm going to put the gear down here. Yes, I use map enhancement. Unfortunately, I was using the map box version, not Bing, and it didn't look nice in New Zealand. It looks okay here, interestingly enough. Looks fine, but this could be I'm not sure if these are authors from the add-on, the airport add-on. Right, here comes flaps 20. Speed brakes armed, fantastic, cool, alrighty. And flaps 25, final setting. Lights are on. Oh, seatbelts should be on a long time ago. And then let's get the runway heading. So right now, it's doing it fine. We should be 2045 at the next fix. Fantastic. VREF plus... Hang on, why is my VREF... You guys saw me have the VREF, right? Oh, it's there. Now it's back again. 133, 138. Now we can already dial up the missed approach altitude 3000. It stays in the VNAV path. So we're going to read the landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Checklist complete. I'm already going to disconnect the auto throttle just to practice. Get used to the thrust here. So 4 miles. Yeah, should be alright on the path to my calculations. Let's see. Coming around the corner, let's see what the party lights say.
Caution, terrain.
Disregard.
Caution, terrain. Caution.
On
terrain.
path. Wow. Cool. GG's. Doing it very nicely.
1,000.
I don't know why I'm so surprised, but I expected maybe the last couple of flights, I don't know, they were just a bit different. Right. Line flight. So hand flying it now. And again, beautiful flight control system. Nicely trimmed. Oop. Yeah, Gold Coast traffic.
Terrain. Pull up.
Velocity 711 on heavy is on a 2 mile final, runway 14 in Gold Coast. Continue. Yeah, I don't know why they pulled up warnings. That's a bit silly. Don't know why that's there.
300.
Nice.
200.
Lovely stable, just as you would expect.
100.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Let's hold it, hold it, hold it. Ah. Careful nose gear. Here's got speed brake up, reverse, and normal. At least this time the reverse is coming. There we go. Now we've got good deceleration. Fantastic. So I don't know what it is sometimes here with the yoke. It just activates a viewpoint. Manual brakes. Oh, we can take Delta here. Nice. Exactly. Right, let's taxi off the runway here. Yeah, exactly what I thought just now. The brakes here are like crazy strong. Yeah, I don't know. After landing items. Gold Coast traffic, velocity 711 heavy, runway is vacated. What was the landing rate? I didn't see the landing rate. I just saw the head movement again. Yeah, exactly. I guess every add-on maker could tweak that, and I was like, 400 meters, so much stop margin, right? And yes, I did flare a bit long or touch down a bit late, but still, I made 400 meters margin, and we still couldn't stop the aircraft. there's always a little pop-up here with the overlay now. But I guess it's hard to see, maybe. Ah, okay, it's overlay. Okay, there we go. Thanks for feedback. So I have to position it differently. Gotcha. Gotcha. We'll do that. Let's say it's minus 145 then. No QB. Yeah, let's say 150. Right. APU is running, fantastic. Shut down items. Engine spooling down, fantastic. We're going to take that. Here comes. Going to take the seatbelts, beacon, transponder, and let's see. Let's have a look at the checklist. What did we forget? Brake source disregard, normal menu. Shut down parking brake. Parking brake is set. Non-sensed item, so that's why we always say that. Fantastic, cool. Good night. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Let me just watch another landing here. Somebody was inbound, right?
Good night, black box.
I thought somebody else was with me here, but hey. Thank you very much. Yeah, today, exactly. So Friday.
Good night.
Friday is 1700
Black
UTC for the
box.
German-speaking members and Twitch subscribers, and for the English, 1900 UTC. Make sure to bring some coffee or a nice cold drink. Gonna have some nice chilled conversations. Looking forward to it. Yeah, the landing looked okay. So, but I guess let's have a look. So it should be the landing rate. So I've got to put it somewhere here. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Oop. And then here as well. Just put that there. Okay. Yeah, I can see it now that it was just positioned wrong. Okay. Cool. Right, my dear friends, thank you so much for the awesome support. My dear moderators, as always, thank you as well for your help. Just make sure on Twitch the stream be only for subs, not only chat. Okay, I'll have a look, V Chris. Yeah. Did I get it wrong last time? Initially, maybe. Right. Okay, Bradfunner. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for the support, as always. Sorry for the Lina Katarina. I'm sorry for the late mention with the rate. Thank you so much, guys. Big shout out to Lina Katarina. If you don't know, make sure to check out the channel. Thank you so much, everyone. And I will see you either tomorrow in the Just Chatting stream or otherwise on Sunday for the next normal flight stream. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.